Hello, I'm Tactical Pascal, welcome to the channel. I hope this finds you all safe and well. In this DCS World video, I'm going to show you how to land the P-47 Thunderbolt like an absolute champ. So, let's get cracking. So here we are in the cockpit of the P-47 as we approach our runway to land. Now we're doing about 300 miles an hour, but it's the same process that we're going to use for this that we did for the Spitfire, the Mustang and for the 190. So we're going to fly down the runway and do a midfield brake. Now clipping along there just below 300 miles an hour, flying straight down runway heading. We're landing at Manston here, so it's an enormous runway for a P-47 to land, but the process will be the same on a grass strip or if you landed at Manston. So coming across to the midfield brake, we're going to have a little look left, begin our midfield brake. Now we're going to, again, it's that climb, it's up and away to the left. So we're climbing up and you can see that speed bleeding off now. As we get below 195 miles an hour, we're going to bring flaps out and then we're going to be bringing our gear out shortly after. So flaps coming down, making sure they're dropping down, looking over to see where the runway is. And then we're going to put the gear down and we're going to bring the speed down. Now we want to hold about 130 miles an hour in the P-47. It's a bit faster in the turn than you would for a Mustang or a Spitfire because it's a lot heavier of an aircraft. So we're going to maintain that speed about 130. And again, as we cross the threshold, we're going to be looking for about 100 miles an hour to touch down at about 90 to 100 miles an hour. So again, it's that gentle, continual left-hand turn for the P-47. I've got my RPM set at about 23. And I'm using manifold pressure to control my speed. So again, as you turn, add a bit more power because you lose lift. When you level the wings, get ready to bring the power off because you're going to gain lift as the wings level. So we're turning down towards our landing point now. I can see the runway off. We're at 130 miles an hour still in that turn, 23 on the RPM, and the manifold pressure just adjusting. We're probably sitting somewhere about 28 or 29 on the manifold pressure. So continue left-hand turn all the way down. Make sure no one's taken off or taxiing on as you're there, just being buzzed by two P-47s. So again, as we get to the threshold, wings come level, and now we start to chop the power off. Now we don't reduce it entirely, we just slow down. So we're 100 miles an hour, 110, sorry, now at 100, and we're just gently raising the nose to match our departure, or what the sight picture, as I've said in previous videos, look like on departure. Then we touch three wheels on the ground, and we just adjust with the rudder pedals to stay centered, and then we're going to tap the brakes very gently as we slow down. We're going to look out, no one's to our left, and we're going to start taxiing that way to clear the runway. So here we are, we've got the external view and the internal view as we fly over the runway for our landing. Same way, you'll see that sort of gentle left-hand bank. So flying over the runway, and then we look and begin our turn. There's the P-47s that buzz me later on. So again, it's that smoothness of flying. You don't want to yank at the controls, you want to be maintaining the speed. So RPM, bring that back to about 23, like I said. And then we're going to be doing a gentle left-hand turn, flaps are down, and then gear is going to come down as well. Maintaining 130 miles an hour as you're on the sort of, I say downwind leg, it's not really a downwind because, there we go, there's our gear. It's not really a downwind because it's a continual left-hand turn. It's not much of a turn, but it's a gentle banked turn, and we start to lose height as we come round towards our final. So we're all set, gear down, flaps down, and we're just adjusting with the manifold pressure, so RPM stays where it is, manifold pressure adjust forwards and backwards if you need to. And then we're going to float in towards the runway. So starting a steeper turn again as you turn, add power, like I said, because if not, you'll stall that left wing. It's very easy to do in some of the warbirds. So just remember as you turn, add power. That's going to affect your trim settings. So if you need to trim, trim away. Coming on down, looking to the runway, looking for the taxiway, especially in multiplayer servers, always look down the end of the runway. Is anyone coming to crash into you? And is anyone taxiing to take off? They shouldn't be if they followed my simple rules, one of my first videos. Right, so coming across the runway, we're just beginning to level our wings now. And then we're watching that speed slowly drop to 100. When it gets to 100, we're going to hold that nose just on a gently above the horizon. And we want to touch all three wheels down at the same time. So we're holding it, let the plane sink, we're not doing anything, we're just letting it fall to the ground, and then touch, gentle bounce, and then tap the brakes. If you go too heavy on the brakes, you're going to nose over and crash. If this video has helped you, please help me by clicking that like and subscribe button. There's more stuff coming out in the channel to do with warbirds and to do with fast jets. So yeah, click the like, subscribe, notification bell, and you'll know when it all comes out. Thank you very much to my patrons. Clink, there you are, absolute legends. If you do want to help the channel further, keep me in coffee and see behind the scenes and how I make stuff like this, then click on the Patreon link, come along and join. That's it, a nice easy video. The P-47 is excellent to fly in DCS. It's a cracking warbird, particularly at high level for dogfighting, but it's great at ground attack. That's it, I'm off to war. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, Tactical Pascal, out.